You always look so beautiful when you sleep, you know, darling. God, you must know. I've told you 1,000 times before. Tomorrow, when it's the middle of the day and I'm fighting to keep my eyes open, you'll give me that pretty half smile of yours and say, "Honey, I'm flattered that you think I look good when I'm asleep, but you should really get some sleep too. You can't just spend every night watching me." But how can I not, darling? It would be so stupid to sleep when I can admire your cute sleeping face. When I can run my fingers through your hair and trace every inch of your body while you are oh so oblivious. You are truly a sight to look at. Seeing you so vulnerable, completely at my mercy, God, it drives me wild, darling. You're just sleeping next to me, completely clueless of who your girlfriend really is. To you, I'm just a short girl who can't see anything without her glasses and who's unable to hurt a fly. I'm just a clumsy girl that can't stop smiling whenever you're in my field of vision. God, you're so innocent, darling. That's the other reason why I stay awake while you sleep. The reason I can never tell you. I have to protect you. You always see the good in everyone, but the world is full of bad people, darling. And while I absolutely love seeing you so defenseless, that means that I must defend you. Someone could break into our home and murder you, or even worse, take you away from me. If I told you this, you'd probably laugh and tell me that I'm being paranoid, that I shouldn't watch the news before going to bed, but I know how things actually are. Because I'm one of those people that they talk about in the news. You know, darling, the first time I broke into your home, I didn't even know you. That night, you were just gonna be another addition to my kill count. Another poor soul gone too soon. But when I got closer to your bed and saw you sleeping like you are now, God, I couldn't get myself to pull the trigger. I just couldn't do it. I was just struck with awe. I had never felt something like that for anyone before. From that very moment, you became the most important man in my life. I started following you, watching you from a distance, regularly breaking into your house. And after years of doing my hobby, I had gotten very good at stalking people, and you never suspected a thing. Every morning, I woke up thinking about the moment that I would see you again. I was completely obsessed with you. Everything you did, even the most mundane things, it just fascinated me. I watched you make breakfast, the exact same breakfast that you make for us now. I followed you when you went to work, to visit your parents, or to hang out with your friends. I had a list with the full names, jobs, and addresses of everyone that you had some kind of relationship with. All while trying to figure out the best way to make you mine. Are you still asleep? You are. You smell different when you're awake. Did you know that? I don't know why that happens, but it's a pretty good way of telling if you're asleep or just pretending. Anyway, after some weeks of observing you, I had the key. Your best friend. God, you adored them. And every time you met up with them, my blood boiled with envy and jealousy. Each day you two hung out, a random person died that night. I know you were never romantically interested in them, and as far as I knew, they weren't in you either, but I just couldn't stand seeing you give so much attention to someone. Until I realized that I could just end the problem at its roots. If I killed them, I wouldn't have to compete with them for your love. Also, them dying would leave you more mentally vulnerable, and that would make it easier for me to insert myself into your life. And so I did. I knew, after stalking them for a bit, that they were very allergic to peanuts, and the day they bought a cake from the supermarket and took it into their home, I knew I couldn't just let the opportunity go. I broke into their house and switched the cake for one that I made with extra peanuts. And then I stole their EpiPens too, and hid their phones so they couldn't call for help. No one ever suspected it was a murder instead of an unfortunate incident. God, I still remember the first time I actually approached you. You were sitting on a bench in a park, crying your eyes out after their funeral. My sweet darling, how much I wanted to hold you in my arms, but I couldn't. Not yet. I had to be cautious. So I just sat on the same bench as you, keeping my distance. I waited a bit, but you had your head between your hands and didn't seem to notice my presence. After some time, I decided I had to say something. I looked at you and went, "What's wrong? You're too beautiful to be crying like that." And this time, you actually looked at me. It was the closest I had ever seen your face while you were awake. My darling, you looked so beautiful, with the tears running down your face. You really needed me, because even though you didn't know me at all, you told me everything. God, we were talking for hours, and at the end, we exchanged numbers. I don't think you realized, but you were already in love with me. After that, we started regularly meeting in that same park, remember? We would talk about everything and anything, and every time we would end up talking about your friend, and you would break down crying. Each day, I would sit a little bit closer to you, until one day, you cried on my shoulder for the first time. Oh, darling, when I felt the weight of your head on my shoulder, I wanted to scream and jump of happiness. I just knew I had you, but I had to restrain myself. You'd probably think that I was a psychopath if I did that. And you wouldn't be wrong, necessarily, but hey, at least I'm self-aware. That's what matters, right? Some weeks after that, you cried in my arms for the first time. seeing you with your pretty face buried in my chest and your tears soaking my shirt. I felt like I was in heaven. I wanted to hold you for forever and never, ever let you go. And that day, I asked you out, and when you accepted, I felt happier than ever before in my life. It's been almost a year since then now, and it's been 6 months since I came to live with you. At first, you were a bit hesitant, but I made up some sob story about how I had been evicted from my apartment because I couldn't afford rent, blah blah blah. And you felt so bad that you couldn't say no. And we started living together. Sometimes you have to lie a bit to get what you want. And your house has a very big basement that you never go to, which is very useful for hiding my souvenirs. Oh, darling, I have never been so happy as I've been these months. And I know the same goes for you. After all, you never had someone who loved you as much as I do. I'm sure you've never had someone spend all her nights awake to protect you, or be willing to kill for you. I know that you still cry about your friend from time to time, but don't worry, my dear. You can cry your heart out with me whenever you want. Just remember who's the one comforting you, okay? Your tears are only mine, as is your happiness. You see, darling, people are not as innocent as you judge them to be. And I adore your willingness to assume the best in people. But the world is a much more dangerous place than you think. That's why I can't sleep at the same time you're sleeping. No matter how much you tell me that sleeping so little is unhealthy for me, I must protect you from the bad people. From the people like me.